Hello everyone, I am Anindita from Kolkata, and since 2016 I am working with the children and youth of the Sundarbans, and currently I am managing the Mangrove School project at Center for Environmental History, Sussex University. In Sundarbans, the only mangrove tiger habitat situated at the confluence of Ganga Brahmaputra Meghna River in the Bay of Bengal, and its total area span is more than 10,000 square kilometer, of which 60% in our neighboring country, Bangladesh, and the rest in India. And initially it was a no man's land, and land reclamation started here in 1770s. And people from different neighboring districts as well as a state like Orissa, Bihar came here for in search for actually land. And today, this region is home to near about 7.2 million people who live in 54 islands out of 102 islands in the Indian Sundarban part. And they rely on climate sensitive sectors of occupations such as agriculture, fishing, etc. And about 50% of this population belongs to marginalized group. And actually, this being located in this vulnerable geographical location, so this delta region is currently confronted several threats, including sea level rise, cyclone storms, coastal erosion, etc. And this climate disaster in this region is again exacerbated by man-made disasters. And the recent one being the cyclone Amphan and Yash, those hit Sundarban in 2020 and 2021 respectively. And cyclone Ayla hit Sundarban in 2009 May, heavily damaged the mangrove forest. And one thing is clear from this archival record that the frequency of this cyclone has increased over the time. Now it's a yearly phenomenon. But the voice of the Sundarbans community remains unheard despite their daily struggle with uncertainties and intensifying impact of the natural hazards. So we have selected this region for our actually fieldwork. And we have started our research work under the title The Mangrove School Project in November 2019. And we find that the voice of the community is reflected in the voice of the children who actually have witnessed their parents' struggle to earn bread and butter. And these children act as an observer who have strong opinion on their daily lifestyle, their indigenous knowledge, their livelihood, etc. And the young people yearn for transformative change after witnessing their parents' struggle. So we have selected, actually involved these children as a distinctive part of our research work and portrait their untold stories through participatory visual methods. The core of our research work lies in understanding how children in this disaster-prone region grappling with the intricate realities of climate change, how they are coping up with such uncertainties and envision their futures. We have adopted bottom-up approaches to document their their stories in the form of oral, written, and painting narratives. And the visual art of these children under the radar for this very project, enhancing their ability to imagine and bring about alternative futures. The narratives documented underscore the role of art-based deliberative pedagogies as a transformative educational tool in engaging children and young people with environmental sustainability. Our project objectives are to capture the reflections of the children regarding uncertainty and climate change, to explore how they are coping up with such vulnerabilities and envision their future, to empower these children through open dialogue and amplifying their voice through exhibitions and endeavors. Initially, we have organized two introductory engagement workshops in two vulnerable islands, Raidikhi, and Kulturi of the Sundarbans. And we have selected 65 children from 2 vernacular co-education schools, keeping in mind gender equality. And we have taken consent from these children for our research work. And as we have started this research work during COVID and immediately after the cyclone Amphan and Yash, you can see the reflections of these 2 events in their paintings. From the outcome of these 2 initial workshops, we came to know that the children possess a profound understanding of their native arts and crafts, and this knowledge has the potential to transform into a sustainable livelihoods by grooming and refining their current creative ability. So to enhance the artistic skill of these children, we have again organized 2 other workshops in the same places. Batik, dog printing, and tie and dye workshop. And 40 children were encouraged to participate in this training workshop. Now I am discussing about the outcome from this research work. During these 4 workshops, children has made several paintings, tapestries, and also posters. And in the they have made 3 tapestries, which delineates past Sundarban, present Sundarban, and future Sundarban. To relate the topic, I am first discussing about the first Sundarbans. Sundarbans from the past, the lost world. This region has faced a holistic transformation in terms of lifestyle, mainly environmental landscape. Being a coastal ecosystem surrounded by mangrove cover and inhabited by diverse living beings, nature coalesces with the livelihood sectors and complementary entities, the reflection of which you can see in the past Sundarban tapestry. The name Sundarban meaning beautiful forest. And you can see this in this, see the reflection of this in the tapestry. And one can see the sylvan beauty, one can see the mangrove trees, clear water, happy and hopeful hands nurturing its beauty. One could see the contentment on the face of inhabitants after earning a descendant and secure livelihood. One can see the culture and rich religion in full bloom. But this is just an image for the youth, and they hardly got to experience it. Its stories remain like a myth among the residents. According to Weisner et al., the Sundarbans Delta has been subjected to persistent hazards over an extended period of time. Consequently, these vulnerabilities have progressively transformed into heightened levels of disaster risk. So it is essential to find out how it has transpired into a threatening challenge, especially to the entire biodiversity of the Sundarbans over the years. So the overall outcomes from these research works are the community's uncertainties, emphasis on sustainable use of natural resources, their desire for socioeconomic transformation, and their vision for a better future. Now I am going through the uncertainties that people of the Sundarban facing. Here you can see 2 images. According to the children, these are painted by the children. According to the children, that the Sundarban is severely affected by recurring annual tropical cyclonic storms accompanied by tidal waves. Here you can see that the entire biodiversity, human being as well as the flora, fauna, all are affected by the recurring flood in the Sundarbans, and all are searching for safe home. This tapestry delineates the grim reality of the present day Sundarbans. In the first panel, you can see the gloomy eyes, a gloomy sky, barren land, killing of animals, and all affecting the biodiversity of the Sundarbans. In the second panel, you can see the picture of flood. People are searching for safe home, and you can see a old lady wearing a mask, but her entire house is ruined because of the cyclone. This mask signifies dual uncertainty, COVID and cyclone. In the third painting shows a noose hung to a pickaxe, symbolizing the fate of the downcast farmers, the unfruitful return of the migrant laborers, especially during COVID, and the jobless youth is a consistent aspect of the present Sundarbans. Overall, this image shows deforestation, the wrath of climate, the hopeless present, and uncertain future. Here, through this image, the children try to delineate that if we don't take care of our mother earth, both humans and tigers will lose their homes. And you can see that the mother earth is crying to see her creatures suffering. Now I am going through their sustainable approaches. To create mass awareness among the village community, the children has made several posters to convey their messages. And some of their messages are practice afforestation to maintain natural balance. Poaching should be prohibited to preserve the biodiversity of the Sundarban. Here, the youth suggests using fishing net with medium-sized hole instead of fine nets, allowing small fish to escape immediately after being caught. This practice can improve the fish production. According to the children, the Sundarbans mangrove forest act as a natural shield against cyclones and prevent soil erosion. But the village community often go to the riverside for collecting shrimp and crabs. And during this collection, they unwittingly trampling mangrove seeds that actually hampers natural germination of these seeds, and which also hamper the growth of mangrove trees. So the children have suggested this practice should be prohibited. The children said that the revival of traditional art and craft forms and providing vocational training to boost up local economies, especially to the female folk using naturally available plant products. As large number of tourists visit Sundarban every year, so the children suggest development of eco-tourism in the Sundarban, which may have positive effect on local economy. Now I am going through the transformative changes the children want. Here you can see two images. In the upper images, actually they try to delineate that the crisis of water during summer. And according to them, the main cause of crisis is the use of underground water in the agricultural field using shallow pumps. So they have suggested rainwater harvesting to prevent the depletion of groundwater level. Here, actually fishing is one of the important primary livelihoods of the Sundarbans community. And people often go to the creeks to collect fish and fall prey in the hand of ferocious tigers. So to avoid human-tiger conflict, the children suggest tank fishing, which is an alternative solution and is more sustainable approach of fishing indigenous species, which is ineffective in saline water. Children also suggest use of biomass instead of chemical fertilizers. Actually, this fertilizer initially increase the agricultural production, but in a long run, reduce the fertility of the soil. At the same time, contamination of nearby water by this chemical fertilizer also actually affect the fish production. The children also actually suggest to keeping wooden beehive boxes just opposite side of the opposite bank of the mangrove forest to avoid human-tiger conflict during honey collection from the dense forest. According to the youth of the Sundarbans, the main cause of recurring flood in the Sundarbans is the breaching of embankments. And these are 18th century mud-made embankments, and main cause of breaching, according to them, deforestation. Soil erosion increases. Besides, forest lands are converted into fisheries, as well as agricultural lands are also converted into fisheries. And these fisheries are connected to the nearby water by you inserting a cement pipe beneath these mud-made embankments, which is another cause of weakening of embankments. So the children, and these are actually these are connected with the river because during high tide, fishes are entered into the fisheries. So the children also suggested to stop the. Actually, they want to. They actually want to draw the attention of the policymaker through this image that this kind of activities should be stopped. To avoid the effect of saline water as well as saline soil, children also suggest development of floating garden farming on bamboo or wooden support at a height of 3 to 5 feet. Now I am discussing about how they are reimagining their future. According to the children, the lived realities of the people of the Sundarbans matter as they are the ones experiencing the immediate precarity of living in a geographically and climatically vulnerable region. So their voice should be heard during regional policy making. And you can see in this batik work that the block development officer is discussing their community's problem. This is the future tapestry, and according to the children, they want to actually preserve the biodiversity of the Sundarbans. At the same time, they want to implement certain technologies like solar panels, turbine that convert tidal energy into electrical energy to make their life little smoother. And they also want development of education sector, health sector, transportation system in the Sundarbans. In the third painting, they try to delineate to go to different jobs. They want to adopt different jobs because they want secure life. This desire for change does not necessarily mean turning down on their nativity. When asked who will look after their primary livelihoods, if everybody want to be a doctor, teacher, or musician, they answer promptly. Not everybody will be able to go into the profession they deserve. Some will always be there to look after this. To bring the adversity defeated voices of these children into the public domain, we have organized exhibitions and roundtable discussions session locally, regionally, as well as globally. The roundtable discussion pertained to discourse and awareness that was not just mutually exclusive to one side of the table. The youth there, though well tuned to the region, had certain queries and incognitance that were addressed in the form of an open dialogue. They were made aware of a few aspects that they had an imprecise understanding of prior and which were necessary for the growth of their ideals. Though the visual narratives serve as a precedent of the youth's untold voice, the youth engagement facilitate an educative discussion of certain uncertain pedagogies that the local stakeholders were unaware of. The local policymakers valued the opportunity to engage with local experiences and stressed the importance of undertaking similar workshops with young people on each of the different islands of the Sundarbans to explore their specific challenges. This was possible only because of interactive sessions, hovering healthy conversations, and gathering of knowledge. It brought forth various suggestions as the children there opened how their indigenous knowledge and skills could be categorized as an optional subject under the school curriculum as a means of preserving their culture and identity. The stakeholders referred to these children as nothing less than artists. Their visual narratives vividly amplified their visions, their hope for the future, their resilience towards daily uncertainty, and their desire for change. Now I am concluding that the children paintings offer a powerful representation of climate change. All three fundamental pillars of sustainability were well reflected in the visual narratives of the children and youth. The uncertainties are vocalized through the creative participatory approaches and are the most appropriate form of expression. The art can provoking discussions on the pressing issues, the lived realities, as they aim for an alternative reality. The dehumanization faced by the people while living in a place like the Sundarbans has been already occurring since time past. The destruction persists in the very present as the Sundarbans move towards an uncertain future. The pictures depict menacing aspects of nature, also offering hope through the foregrounding of the interconnectedness between animals and humans, despite the destruction of animal habitat. Their paintings serve as a powerful medium to provoke thought, understanding, and inspire meaningful engagement with the urgent challenges of climate change. And their resilience illuminates pathways towards a more inclusive and sustainable future for the Sundarbans community. A more conducive human-nature interaction that renders sustainability is utmost priority, given the vulnerability that this contiguous mangrove delta has been facing. This fragile ecosystem has undergone tumultuous environmental crises. However, there is a striking resilience among the people in search of transformative future. The youth narratives speak volumes about adopting sustainable practices and a collaborative approach to an environment frequented by uncertainty. Thank you.